All right, welcome back, folks. Godlike for their first win here this weekend. Realistically, though, problem's going to come down to who has more. Godlike going to be the first ones to strike. This Godlike roster from the Indian region was the undisputed team within that region. They were undefeated in every single map and match that they played. So if that doesn't tell you all you need to know, that's great. However, they've come to international play. They've already lost a series here today. So this is going to be the team that is looking for not only a regain, but to try and get themselves back to 1-1. A couple more losses could spell disaster for their tournament run. But regardless, for right now, 14-12, the advantage that they have. 20 seconds left on this hard point. Going to be looking for a rotation here as Kings Clan have found their way back in the middle map. It'll be interesting to see if they throw another hit at this. Brody back here in just a moment. For the time being, you've got me. Marvel going to be there. Reveal's going to be able to take him down, and that should at least hold things off for a moment. It's going to be the side of Kings Clan who have that rotation back over towards the opposite side. Hardpoint, they're going to be the first team here. Realistically, the south side hit going to be the one that Godlike are looking to go ahead and make everything look good. But as they hop on up, Prevail going to try and get himself a little bit of high ground positioning. Hip fire shots going to be there for one. This is going to be a great break here from Godlike if they can make it stick. Hunter, killer, drone, and grenades are going to be able to equalize a trade. It's still a contested inside of the hard point for just a moment, but Godlike are able to make it stick. Trophy system going to be tossed forward. Abe is able to find one. Potentially could have been for two there, but no teammates there for help. Kings Clan still looking here with 30 seconds left to make one more attempt at a break. It's going to be the entire yellow kill feed, though, as Godlike are going to be able to reclaim the lead. 25 seconds of potential scrap time here. Realistically, if you're Kings Clan wanting to make a potential break back over to the opposite side of the map and just set up, maybe throw one or two more bodies at this, but now that you've lost that on the opposite side of the map, things could turn sour as the rotation is set up for Kings Clan.
Alright, I'm here. Apologies for that, folks. I was away from my desk. I am back now to talk about Kings Clan and Godlike, which looks like a pretty close game thus far. Godlike just 20 points to the advantage over Kings Clan. As we move over towards the next till, though, looks like Kings Clan are going to be the first to touch. See whether or not they can garner a lot of time off the back of this. Godlike need to try and unearth them from those back spawns. If not, they would just continue to spawn here over and over and over again. As I say, that one player that's actually going to spawn up. So Gravity Vortex gun now starting to come out from Godlike. We were talking about this earlier on, why this thing is so good in hardpoint. There you see exactly why players just get pulled into it in the close quarter engagement.
Yeah, not able to get inside the lane. It locks down an entire site. For a team that's trying to make a push, it can be everything and a disaster. Equalizers used up at the top. Prevail going to hop down. Looks for a few players that are in front of him, able to find one, nobody else there. But now from the backside, Grizz is going to have the equalizers of his own. He's going to pop in, finds three, traded out immediately. But as Kings Clan were able to break in, Godlike, though, have been the better team throughout the first few hills of this map. We'll see if that changes on the rotation as scrap time going to get locked down.
Right, Godlike now starting to command this game with a huge lead over a Kings Clan. This rotation is absolutely everything. Godlike, though, going to get taken out. We know how big of a hill this can be here on takeoff. So, fortunately enough, King Clan, they're going to be the first one in for it. But now it's about holding it. Currently, there's three players, excuse me, isolated inside. Nice kill coming through from Neutrino, who's going to utilize the War Machine to try and break this one through. Lovely War Machine shots being put together by Neutrino, who not only removes both players that were sitting inside the hill, but also is now starting to zone off. This is worst case scenario here for Kings Clan, who are already 70 points down, and now they don't have control of one of the money kills here on takeoff.
And the specialists just continue to get dumped in from Godlike. It seems like every single time we flip to one of the players, they've got the specialists going continuously, earning them, and they've got streaks to work with here. Two Predator missiles to use, one from one from Trunks, and the other one from Lean. As Learn's able to find one there, you can just sit that with the back pocket. 100-point lead almost here inside of the first 4 hard points, Brody. It's been a disaster for the Kings.
Yeah, Kings Clan need to find a way back into this game right about now. I mean, you've given away a couple of streaks to Learn, excuse me, and Trunks, and you've lost a 100-point deficit. There is a way back into this game. We've always said that. That's the way hardpoint works, but still, it's so daunting at this point. Kings Clan got to find a way in, and it's got to start now with a second set of rotations. Have to have a good start to this one, and already Neutrino starting to put her down by bringing the Predator missile from the sky. Marvel is at the very least having a fun time. He's using the melee to try and get players out of power positions.
That's the old London special, no? Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah,
Neutrino.
The silence there, Alex. Yeah, exactly.
We like to poke fun at our British friends. Ray gonna be able to get down immediately. But realistically, Godlike has been able to put the pressure on this Kings Clan roster at every turn. A bit of heresy, so to speak. 30 seconds left in the middle of the map here now. Saze, a challenge, nothing there. And it's just been the same story every single time. For one good step that Kings Clan take forward, Godlike, they take another 5. And their lead continuing to grow bit by bit here. Stop the bleeding for just a moment, but another hit from Godlike surely should come here in just a moment. They're going to be playing for the rotations, but they can also contest this. They've got plenty of time to work with, not only on the clock, but of course in the objective time.
And just look at the top right of the screen, folks. Look at the amount of utility that they now got on side. Not only do they have 3 streaks between them, they've got 4 specialist weapons. And yeah, King will get their own very soon. But at the end of the day, just the amount that they've got to work with is going to be so frustrating for Kings Clan to try and deal with. And that's why everything they do have, they have to use perfectly. Grizz now going to go around with the equalizers. These things are horrible to go up against. But Neutrino going to neutralize that by taking a player out with the War Machine. Again, we talked about this, how much they've got. They're already utilizing 2 of them. Now trying to get some spawn trap kills with the War Machine is Neutrino. 2 left in there. Finally going to go down. Godlike now looking to take some time away from Kings Clan. Trunks is just firing down range. 3 in a row from Trunks. The bullets bend round the wall. And Godlike now in commanding control of this game. They are living up to their name.
And it's so difficult when you have a hill that is basically crafted for the claw. You're able to bounce those, ricochet those shots off the wall at anybody trying to contest them while they're just walking into a slaughter line. So 186, 67. Kings Clan starting to make their way back just a touch, but realistically, there's just nothing that they've been able to do. Every time they spawn in, it's just death on the opposite end. Abiz, the one living in the lobby at the moment with 29.
Oh boy, Kings Clan. I don't know what to say at this point. I mean, since we said they kind of needed to put together a comeback, they've got, what, 20 points from Godlike. It's not been good whatsoever. But perhaps there's some light at the end of the tunnel. Yeah, you know, they've got control of P3 early on. See if that first touch advantage will prove to be exactly that, an advantage here moving forward. As right now, at least in the initial wave of gunfights, Godlike are not able to get in. Perhaps Trunks up top could put a stop to that. And yeah, exactly that. Grizz and Raid going to fall here. Spy, the only player with something to say about it, but already Godlike, they have broken through.
And it's unfortunate too. Marvel had the Annihilator ready to pop, ready to play with it, pulled it out and got shot in the back. Nothing of the sort to be had here for Kings Clan. Just misfortune after misfortune. Going to be able to at least bounce a few shots with the claw on the back line to stop that attack from hitting forward. Right now, they're finally going to be able to eclipse that 3-digit mark. 100 points on the board, still down by a lot. Comeback on the cards, though. Not out of the question just yet. Godlike, though, going to be able to break back in for the last 10 seconds of scrap.
I'll tell you what, Godlike, coming from a region that, generally speaking, people, well, I don't think they give anywhere near enough respect. Right now, they are proving they deserve all that respect and more. Kings Clan just being put and thrown aside. Godlike, 34 seconds, or 33 seconds, excuse me, away from victory here in this game. With Neutrino and Learn already starting things strong on this next hill with a couple of kills. Trunks still up top. You've got to unearth this player for Kings Clan before you move forward in towards the hard point. He's just chilling around. How much more damage can you do? It's going to wait now for the rest of the team to come and help out Grizz with the equalizers. He's going to get shut down. There it is. We were waiting for Trunks to finally go off, and that is exactly what happened. Godlike now have got rid of those pesky Kings Clan players, and now they've got the specialist weapons to zone off.
And that very well could have been the final break of the game that Godlike needed to be able to take advantage of map 1. 27 seconds, plenty of time to work with here. Contestant in for just a moment, but they've zoned everybody off. The back end, walking into the firing line once again. It's Godtrunks who has that swarm, who has that claw, who has the shots there. Shots below, not good. Sazi will finally break back in, but it's a Predator missile over the top that's able to find 2. Just 10 seconds now. They'll at least have to rotate to another hard point, but Kings Clan just simply don't have an answer.
Yeah, you are just scrapping at this point to try and keep Godlike away from any time whatsoever, and that is just such a huge ask against any team, let alone Godlike, who are clearly quite proficient in hardpoint. They haven't lost one after all in the entirety of the regular season over in India. Kings Clan have to be perfect from here on out, and already Godlike going to be the first team to touch. Raid will take down Neutrino at the very least, so there is some life still left in Kings Clan, but again, you have to make sure not a single Godlike player touches this point.
Now, Learn's in. Contestion there. 130 on the opposite end. Shots are going to be good from Learn. Everybody else being able to win gunfights around the hill, and that should just about do it. Nobody going to be there for a touch unless the contestant comes in there for just a second. Godlike, a 120-point win here in the hard point, one of the largest we've seen today. Unfortunately, the Godlike squad, excuse me, the Kings Clan squad.
Their first match of the day to Wolves, 0-2, by the way. And then to come out and lose the first map, it's not what you want to see whatsoever from Kings Clan. They have to have a better search and destroy. They have to win it. Backs up against the wall if you're a Kings Clan. Can you survive? We go over towards what I believe is Tunisia here between these two teams, and immediately it's going to be Godlike on the defense.
Yeah, you got a lot of players over here towards this A site already. We've had multiple gunfights across the map. That leaves us in a 3 versus 2 for the Godlike roster. Marvel in the back end with a sniper. Going to need to look for a challenge here. Trunks can't peek out just yet. Still a touch weak. Not going to be able to find the shots there. So a great round to start from Godlike. Bounces back early. They win the majority of the gunfights there on the site and are able to keep them off.
It does just feel like that, doesn't it, right? You know, an immediate joust over by 8. Godlike just come out on top. And that, you have to feel, part of that will probably be the momentum from that last game of just feeling so confident with the way that they're moving at the moment. Kings Clan really wanted to win that first round. It's just not going to happen, though. It's going to be utility galore down this little cart. And Spy, Marvel, and Grizz, well, they come out and win 3 gunfights in a row. Godlike now going to have to find a response. And initially they do. 1v3, though, now for Neutrino.
I mean, are we playing Mercado or are we playing Tunisia here? I mean, this feels like the exact same story. Util thrown over the top. Immediate gunfights over towards what would be Cantina building in Mercado. The exact same kind of setup. Challenge out from Spy and an immediate challenge of a slide across. It's a beautiful bait and switch that not only initially had Kings Clan on the site with the gunfight wins, but of course takes it to the victory there at the end.
That's a response we wanted out of Kings Clan. They used to get themselves moving pretty quickly here early on in this search and destroy. They have tied things up at 1-1. Now though, aggression from Kings Clan. They should have the numbers over by the Yay site, but Abyss at least is going to start things pretty strong with the initial pre-aim. It's going to be the pinstripe kill feed coming through, and in the end, Kings Clan haven't really made much headway in terms of getting the bomb down. As Marvel picks up Learn, though, we go to a 2v2. Quick scope attempt from Marvel. Not going to land just yet. You try and play your life here if you're Marvel. Waste some time. This flank from Says can go through, and that is exactly what happens. Nice play. Nice little bait and switch there in the 2v2.
Yeah, it seems like the communication's on point right now from Kings Clan. They've done that about 2 times already. The first round, they tried to get something like that off as well. Unfortunately, it was just an overpowering force from Godlike that was able to put all 5 of their forces over at A. Once again, though, it's going to be a 2-2 split across the map with one kind of playing a middle map angle. As he gets extremely aggressive here, Trunks is going to be looking for one. He's already knocked all the way down to 1 HP. Could find himself on the back burner here in just a moment. He's got the Fennec up close, so an opportunity to walk away with a gunfight win, but Saze's there once again.
Saze not going to be shut down here as well. I guess the good news is for Godlike in this situation is the Kings Clan haven't actually made much headway to either of these bomb sites. Kings Clan are most certainly playing this one a little bit more cautionary, and here comes the rotation now over towards B. It will just be Trunks and Neutrino. I say just Trunks and Neutrino, the way that they played map number 1. Won't be just them at all. Cannot underestimate them. And there you go. Finally, Neutrino going to pop off. Prevail finds one. Neutrino also going to go off. This rotation towards B has not worked out whatsoever. The trades are there. The numbers most certainly are not.
The last one will fall. Godlern was able to rotate back over and across. And I like that play from Godlike. This time, they don't have an all-out assault. A huge battle at the A site that is over within about 30 seconds. This one, a battle of attrition. You see the rotation from Kings Clan back over towards the B site. There's 2 players there, Brody. You kind of said it perfectly. They're able to win the majority of the gunfights there. They give their teammates the opportunity to rotate back over. They have more forces there, and now we get another onslaught over at the A site. Prevails with the nade, and the Fennec over the top is going to be good for 2. Kings Clan put on the back burner once again.
Kings Clan just going to slide away here in the hopes that maybe somebody from Godlike will overshout. Prevail, most certainly, you can see him on the minimap. Feels like he's thinking about it. The Kings Clan just now going to bide their time. Wait for somebody from Godlike to get over aggressive hit. Try and take them down, bring this to at the very least a 3 versus 4, because otherwise you don't really have much to work with. And as I say that, it is actually now just Raid. It's going to be one playing patiently. As a matter of fact, through the middle of the map, it would be Saze and Marvel trying to do something. Raid there finally does exactly what I said he was going to do. Wait for somebody to approach him, take that player down, but you still need Raid to perhaps find a kill in the middle of the map, and Marvel actually has done exactly that.
Oh, it tries to snap to the second one, not going to be able to do so, but this is going to give Raid a much better position here in a 1 versus 2. Knows that he has one extremely weak for the back off. They're going to slide shot this bait and switch there. They'd stack up together. Could have been the optic lineup, but fortunately enough for themselves, they're going to be able to take that round. Godlike reclaims it a 3-2 lead.
So many of these rounds are now just going the way of kind of what whoever wins that initial joust on A, if the offense can't manage to kind of brute force their way on towards the site, they've got no choice but to back up and try and kind of, I'll say cheat. I know what a word would be, jank their way into a round victory, right? Try and be a little cheeky with it. Doesn't happen for Kings Clan there. Now it's going to be a B hit properly for the first time here in this search and destroy. Is it the right decision, though? That's the question for me. They're already down in numbers, but at the very least, they do have site control.
Learned that he had an extra one there, but wisely backs off as the opposition of King's Clan. This time, though, Trunks is going to be in a great position here. Slide challenges out over towards that left side. Realizes that Spy is still there. Weaken the challenge. Hipfire not going to come through. So now it's a 2 versus 1. Spy the last alive. 1 HP. And Learn's going to be able to snap to him on the left. Another round straight here for Godlike is going to give them another advantage. This is continuing to take its toll, but now we're going to swap sides.
Yeah. So after all those offensive rounds, King's Clan only able to win 2. See now whether or not Godlike can fare better. So many of these rounds have been determined by through the smoke who can come out on top. King Grizz there with the pre-fire to find the first, Spy with the second. And I'm getting a little bit of deja vu here, Alex, mate, because now Godlike are in the exact same position that King Clan were in only a couple of rounds ago.
Yeah, it seems a bit samey. They also had the same split on the defensive side as well, where they had 3 players over towards A and then 2 at B. But right now he's going to pull out the fist. He's going to get him out at the same time. The good old-fashioned beatdown is going to force a 1 versus 4. And Neutrino, the last alive here. It's going to be one hell of a miracle if he's able to pull this thing off.
Yeah, I feel like when you're in a 4v1, right, you do have the confidence to kind of not rest on your laurels, to actually go hunting for this player. Might as well get the round over it a little faster, get into the next one. Neutrino somehow slipped the net here. Going to slowly but surely make his way over towards A. And at the very least, if he could get this bomb down, it might give him some way back into this round. Problem is, he has to do it quickly and has to get God timing. That's no longer going to happen here as Spy has his eyes on the site. Trino's going to check everything, but there is just way too much to check here. Big 1v1. There it is. Nice start from Neutrino, but now the players will swarm.
38 seconds. Has time to work with. Unfortunately, wasn't able to get that bomb down. And that could have been the difference maker in the round. If they give the solo challenges here, could be a very different story. Saze's not going to challenge out just yet, waiting for Raid and Grizz to be able to get back to it. Challenge out from Neutrino. First one going to line up. It's the bait and switch yet again, though. That's going to force the hand. King's Clan finally back on the board with another round.
A good effort from Neutrino, right? I mean, you knew that somebody was going to be hanging about the site. You needed to take them down, so there's no real way to just get the bomb down. Unless, again, you get that God timing. So, good effort. Did what he could in the 1v4, but... well, it doesn't work out. Again, another round decided by that initial joust in the midst of all the action, amidst all the smoke. Godlike not able to puncture their way in towards A. Perhaps they'll fare better on B. This is a strategy coming out from Godlike. They're waiting for aggression from King's Clan. And it is red because Spy is giving it to them. And there it is. Neutrino opens things up with the first blood. What a play from Godlike.
That was pretty. But you still have to execute either towards A or B. Right now, King's Clan not looking to give you any sort of leeway on this A site. Challenge, slide across. Prevail is going to be able to win it with the Fennec up close. Beautiful. That gives them a 5 versus 3. Great advantage now as they have the entire B site for free. The wrap coming through in a flank potentially from Grizz could upset this.
Nice dissection so far from Godlike at the King's Clan defense, but the trade's now looking pretty good if you're a Marvel and Grizz. They've brought Godlike down to just what is on this site. Prevail, though, does take down Marvel. Now Soze... Grizz have to do this from different angles. And yeah, it's just really difficult to run into a pre-aim like that. B is going to finish things off there with the snipe, and Godlike from the start of what was a very unique strategy, now going to take their first offensive round.
And I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of that play with the sniper there. Marvel had the challenge out towards the left side, was able to get a pick. Saze had full health, needed to use his teammate as bait, and unfortunately, when he gets taken down, he just kind of plays the corner passively for another push up. Nothing comes of it. He gets taken down, and what could have been a retake unfortunately falls to the wayside. Godlike goes up 2 rounds. Now you're back out on the opposite end. Saze this time going to play the corner passively, able to find one, gets out with his life, gives the advantage to King's Clan early on.
That advantage even going to go further as well as Prevail goes down. There goes Neutrino as well, 1 by 1. The hopes and dreams of winning this round are slipping away. It's all down to a Beast in 1v5. Look, if a Beast wins this, he can have 20 quid from me. Not that I would be betting on it, but that's 20 pounds. 20 Great British pounds, Alex.
I don't know what that equates to in USD, but you know what? I'll let you kind of like figure that out while I did. Yeah. I personally won't be offering any money out of my wallet, but I will say good job. GG go next. Grizz takes him down though, so yeah.
Oh, dearie me. Yeah, just one of those rounds again, right, on the offense where it's just like you don't win the initials. And it feels like, a full head comment of the day, right? But it's just like if you don't win your offenses, your initials and your offenses, just, getting to step 2 of the plan of getting the bomb down just becomes so much more significant.
Oh. Sniper challenge, not able to find anything just yet. Gonna pre-fire a couple more shots out. Might have been able to get the wall bang on some better timing there. Saze challenges back across over towards the left-hand side. If that was a wall-bangable spot, that would have been good for 1. Couple kills go back the opposite way. It's a 2-1 trade that allows Godlike to have themselves the lead here in the life count. Minute 30 left in the round.
Oh, what a nade. What a nade from Abiz. That completely clears the site. That stun as well will connect. This is such good utility usage coming out from Abiz. Surely not the sniper too. Now he's in trouble. I'll tell you what, he's got some balls. Abi's going to get taken down by Spy, though. Good trade coming out from Neutrino. Now a 3v1 situation as Saze left all on his lonesome. And goodness gracious, that nade to open up that site was pretty much everything.
100%. And you said it perfectly. That stun allowed them to get all the information that they were close. You challenge it out aggressively for a second. You're able to get the trade immediately. Once again, if you're Kings Clan, you're down by another 2 rounds. You've hand and chipped the last couple of rounds. They've gone back and forth, but now at match point here, Godlike trying to tie this series up at 1 apiece. Something that they needed to keep not only themselves alive, but they would have went down 0-2 in the Swiss bracket. Like we said beforehand, could have been detrimental to their entire weekend. Nate going to be up. Neutrino will back off. Still nobody off the board just yet.
Yeah, I suppose that's the one positive here for Godlike, even if they haven't made any actual progress towards this A site. Nobody's died just yet. You can feel the tensions building. You can feel the push formulating for Godlike as they look for the 7th round to close out this best of 3 and upset Kings Clan. And Team from India get it done. Rotation now from Godlike, but they are at the very least doing this as a full 5-man. Did they get caught off guard by Marvel?
Looks a bit different, though. This time, it's going to be the side of the offense that's able to take one of the players off of the B side. Looked very similar to what Kings Clan did on the offensive side. Now it's Ray who's up close, but it's a trade immediately from Trunks that is going to allow them to have this site basically for free. But here comes the refract from Kings Clan. Here. Spy's able to find one on the backside. Neutrino with the trade, and now the last one comes through. Abiz with a sniper up close. We'll cap things off, and Godlike will take the search and destroy and force us to a map 3.
Wowee. 7-4 performance there from Godlike as they end up seeing in the series 2-0, right? Did I just have a brain melt?
No, actually,